Well, hello there folks and welcome back to the Whiskey Friend with me, Alan. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much and welcome back. If you're watching for the first time, you may want to consider hitting the subscribe button down below and hitting the bell for future notifications. I wanted to make this one a little bit special, so I've picked 5 fantastic whiskies from my cabinet that I've been drinking this year. They're not necessarily the 5 best whiskies that I've drunk this year, but they're certainly 5 that I've spent a lot of time with, and they're all available. Some of them, a couple of them are a little bit harder than others. None of them are impossible to get a hold of. With a little bit of effort, you should be able to get all of them. There's no unicorns in here. First one is heading over to Glengoyne. I reviewed this quite recently, which is the Glengoyne Teapot Dram Batch 6. This whiskey was probably the most excited that I was about receiving a bottle this year, or for a long time. I was looking forward to it. I say it got cancelled a bit back, so it kind of put me a little bit more excited about finally getting it. When it arrived, I wasn't disappointed. Probably if you watched my video, you probably see that I was quite excited tasting this one. Yes, there's some young whiskies in it. It's the highest ABV of the 5 that I'm going to discuss today. This is at 59. It's a distillery only bottle, but as in the whiskey world, there's bottles out there. If you go to the distillery, you can get it. If you go online, you can get it. And I'm quite sure there's some whiskey shops have snapped it up and it's available there as well. So it was a beautiful dram, fantastic nose. It was a really engaging nose. I nose in that glass for ages. I still do. I spend a lot of time with it. It's intensely flavoured. It's got all those dark fruits, mixed fruits, spice. There's lots of spice in it. It's just generally a really good dram that you can sit down with at night and really get to know it. And since I reviewed it, I have been getting to know it, and if it's any consolation, guys, it's been getting better and better. So that is my number 5, the Glengoyne Teapot Dram Batch 6. Okay, moving on. Number 4. Glendronach Allardyce, 18-year-old. Glendronach is a firm favourite distillery of mine. I love pretty much everything from Glendronach. I've got the 15, I've got the 12, I've got the 21. It's a go-to whiskey for me now. It's absolutely fantastic. Again, it's complex, it's well balanced. The Oloroso sherry is absolutely fantastic. It's probably one of the darkest things that you've probably seen a bottle. Absolutely beautiful chocolates. It's wonderful sweet. Price wise, it's hitting about £90 a bottle now. For 18-year-old, I don't think that's too bad. The downside is I think they're planning to discontinue this pretty shortly. So I think if you want to get it, this may be the last Christmas that you may have an opportunity to get a hold of it. If you can get it, guys, and if you've tasted it, then I'm sure you've probably bought a bottle. If you haven't and you try it, I'm sure you'll want to buy a bottle. But it's absolutely fantastic. Number 3, moving back to Glengoyne. This is a fantastic whiskey, guys. In fact, I was at odds whether I would put it in number 3 or would put it higher. The reason it dropped back to number 3 was the ABV. It's 43% ABV. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful at 43. I'd love to have seen it at 46, maybe 48% ABV. And I think if I'd have got it at that ABV, then I probably would have put this a little bit higher. Again, it's beautiful, it's well balanced, it's intensely flavoured,
It's the sherries, it's sweetness, it's spicy, it's plums, vanillas, it's complex, there's chocolate. The list goes on. If I went through this properly, guys, the video would probably be a 20-minute video, and I don't think you would want to sit down and watch me for 20 minutes. So again, this is a firm favourite. It's been getting drunk quite regularly. I have seen it on offer, maybe a Christmas offer. I've seen it as low as £90, maybe £100. At the 120, I'd easily snap it up at 120. But if you can get it cheaper, then hey ho, get a bonus. Why not? Buy 2 bottles. So I'm going to move on to number 2. That number 3 was the Glengoyne 21-year-old. My number 2. This is where we get to the ones that are a little bit more, maybe not as easily to get a hold of, but by no means are they impossible to get. The number 2, I'm moving on to Ardbeg Dark Cove. This is the committee release. It's 55% ABV. There is a 46% Dark Cove, both fantastic. I just prefer this one. With the extra ABV. I know it was 2016. You can still get these easily enough, guys. You may just have to go to an auction to get them. I think at auction you'll pay anything from £150 to £200 for this quality of Ardbeg. That's worth paying. And I think once you try it, you'll really appreciate it. I'm granted, guys, the prices are getting a little bit higher on these now, but the level of whiskey I think is getting a little bit better. So that is my number 2, which is the Ardbeg Dark Cove. This is the committee release. If you can get the normal 46% ABV Dark Cove, I'd certainly snap that up because that's fantastic as well. Okay, moving on to my number 1. I watched a video earlier in the year of the Scotch for Dummies, and they reviewed this bottle. I may as well tell you what it is now. It's the Old Pulteney 21. I know this has been around for a while. Won Whisky of the Year in 2012. In my opinion, this could win Whisky of the Year every year. It's absolutely fantastic. It's back to 46% ABV. Again, I think there's some bottles kicking around. I think auction you should get them, but you could pay anything again from kind of 150, maybe up to 250 to get that. But again, I think what's in the bottle, it's well worth paying that to get it. If you've tried it, I'm sure you'll loved it as much as I have and as much as the dummies did. I just think it's fantastic. Again, it's beautiful nose, beautiful on the palate, super finish. It's got everything. It's well balanced. It's complex. It's malty. It's sweet. It's absolutely floral. The floral nose is absolutely superb. It's figs, plums. There's all sorts in here. Every time I sit down to drink one and I leave it in the glass, it changes and it changes. Certainly with this one, I think the longer you can leave it in the glass, I'd do that kind of 20 minutes. All of these, to be fair as well. The Glengoyne is another one actually that I didn't mention when I spoke earlier. The longer you can leave that in the glass before you go to drink it, the better. Same with it. It's usually much with the older ones. That 20 minutes. For 21-year-old, I'd leave it 20-25 minutes. Then go to it, and it's really opened up and they're fantastic. But all of these whiskies, guys, I could have put these in any order. But I've chose the order that I have, and I'm happy with the order that I've chose. There is a few others out there that probably could have made the list, but haven't. I just reviewed the Longmorn 16 for the first time earlier in the week, and I think that was a fantastic dram. That may come into next year's reviews. The 25 is superb. I'm not drinking that as much because it's £260 a bottle, so I need to go easy with that one. But again, it's superb. I think anything at Glengoyne, anything at any of these distilleries, I think they're all fantastic. They've got other bottlings that are superb. The Old Pulteney's got the 17, even the 12's fantastic. The Glendronach's got reintroduced back to 15, it's got the 12, it's got the 21, all of them, and then there's Ardbeg, so there's lots and lots of drams. So there's nothing new that I'm telling you about these distilleries, but these for me are probably 5 of the best bottles that I've got in my cabinet that I've been drinking this year. I'm going to end the video with the usual housekeeping. If you've liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it with your friends. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. All comments welcomed. If you've not subscribed, please think about clicking that subscribe button and hitting the bell. If you've subscribed, thanks again very much. And I really, really appreciate it. I'm very humbled that people take time to listen to me. And last to do is just to wish everybody a fantastic Merry Christmas. I hope you've all had the best 2018 that you could have had, and hopefully 2019's even better. So again, from me, Alan, thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the new year. Thanks very much.